This story starts with a dusty box, tucked away in the forgotten corner of an old high school set for demolition. Inside, a relic from another time, a 1999 camcorder. But this wasn't just old tech. It was a time capsule holding a mystery that would unravel everything we thought we knew about the world around us. The label on the tape simply read, School Project, 1999. What the demolition crew found on that tape was so disturbing, so unexplainable, that it has since become the subject of intense debate and fear. It begins with a group of cheerful, laughing high school students filming a documentary about their school for a class project. The date stamp on the screen reads November 5th, 1999. The footage is grainy, filled with the familiar, static, and whirring sounds of old technology. The kids are interviewing teachers, showing off the library, the gymnasium. Everything seems perfectly normal, a slice of life from the end of the millennium. But then everything changes. The group decides to explore the off-limits parts of the school. They joke about ghosts in the basement, their laughter echoing down long, empty corridors. They find an old, unmarked janitor's closet at the end of a dimly lit hallway. One of the boys, a kid named Leo, according to his friends on the tape, dares to go inside. His friends egg him on. "Go on, Leo. See what's in there," one of them shouts. Leo, holding the camera, pushes the door open. It's dark, filled with old cleaning supplies and the smell of dust and bleach. He steps inside, the camera light cutting through the gloom. For a moment, he just films the cluttered shelves. Then he turns back towards the doorway, towards his friends. But the doorway is gone. In its place is a solid, grimy, yellow-patterned wall. You can hear the confusion in his voice. "Guys, this isn't funny." The camera pans around frantically. He's no longer in a small closet. He's standing at the entrance to a vast, sprawling labyrinth of empty rooms. The walls are all the same sickening mono-yellow color, stained with age. The carpet is a damp, squelching brown. And above, fluorescent lights hum with a maddening, constant buzz. There are no windows, no doors, just endless openings leading to more identical rooms, stretching as far as the eye can see. Panic begins to set in. "Hello!" he shouts, his voice swallowed by the immense, oppressive silence, broken only by the hum of the lights. "Where did you go? This isn't a joke anymore." He starts walking, then running, the camera bouncing wildly. Every turn leads to the same view, the same yellow walls, the same damp carpet, the same buzzing lights. It's a maze with no center and no exit. He's completely, terrifyingly, alone. The footage continues for what feels like an eternity. The initial panic subsides into a quiet, creeping desperation. We watch as Leo wanders, his breathing becoming heavier, more ragged. Hours tick by on the camcorder's display. He calls out names, he cries, he whispers to himself, trying to keep his sanity in a place that seems designed to break it. The sheer, mind-numbing repetition of the environment is a form of psychological torture. At one point, he sits down, the camera pointed at his own pale, sweat-soaked face. "I don't know where I am," he whispers, his eyes wide with a fear that goes beyond simple fright. It just goes on forever. The smell, it's like old, wet carpet. And the buzzing, it never stops. This is no longer a student film. It's a testament to a descent into madness. He's trapped in a place that shouldn't exist, a glitch in the fabric of reality. He has fallen through the world. The tape runs for a total of 6 hours. For 6 hours, we are trapped with Leo in this liminal hellscape. We see him grow weaker, his movements slower, his calls for help fading into hoarse whispers. He finds no food, no water, no sign of any other living thing. The endless yellow monotony becomes hypnotic, drawing you into his state of existential dread. You start to notice things. the subtle changes in the patterns on the wallpaper, the way the hum of the lights seems to shift in pitch, almost as if it's responding to his presence. Is he truly alone? Or is something else there, just out of sight? The feeling that he's being watched becomes almost unbearable. Not just for him, but for anyone viewing the footage. The empty halls seem to hold a breath, waiting. The air itself feels predatory. Then we reach the final minutes of the tape. The battery indicator on the camcorder is flashing. Leo has stopped walking. He's leaning against a wall, the camera held limply, pointed down a long corridor. His breathing is shallow. He seems to have given up all hope. The footage is shaky, but the frame is mostly still. He's just waiting. Waiting for the battery to die, for the darkness to take him. And that's when it happens. In the last 30 seconds of the recording, as the battery light flashes its final warning, something changes. Far down the hall, deep in the shadows, where the fluorescent light barely reaches, a shape begins to resolve itself from the darkness. It's tall, unnaturally thin and dark, a stark, black silhouette against the yellow walls. It doesn't move like a person. It seems to glide, shifting in and out of focus. Leo doesn't seem to notice it at first. Then the camera twitches. He must have seen it. A choked gasp is audible. The figure is closer now. It's not walking. It's just nearer. In the final, horrifying frame, just before the camera cuts out to a screen of screeching static, the shadowy figure is right behind him, its form filling the screen. Then, nothing. The tape ends. 6 hours of footage, and it all concludes with that single, terrifying image, followed by the roar of dead air. For 20 years, this tape was nothing more than a local ghost story, a piece of disturbing found footage that circulated online in grainy, low-quality rips. Most people dismissed it as a clever fake, a well-made student horror film. The school was demolished, and the story of the boy who vanished into a janitor's closet became a modern myth. But the story doesn't end there. Last year, a group of online sleuths obsessed with the Leo tape decided to investigate further. They couldn't explore the demolished school, but they had a tool that didn't exist in 1999, Google Earth, and its historical satellite imagery. They went back through the archives, looking at satellite photos of the school grounds from over the years. What they found turned this myth into a chilling, unbelievable reality. In a satellite image from 2019, just before the demolition began, they noticed something strange about the ground beneath where the school once stood. Using advanced imaging software and ground-penetrating radar data that had been made public, they uncovered an anomaly. Buried deep beneath the school's foundation was a structure, a sprawling, complex structure that had no business being there. It wasn't on any city blueprints or construction plans. It was a secret, hidden underground. And its layout? When they mapped it out, the resulting image sent a shockwave of terror through the community. The underground structure was an enormous, illogical maze of interconnected rooms and long corridors. Its shape was an exact match for the labyrinth shown in Leo's footage. The backrooms weren't a hallucination. They weren't a dream. They were a real, physical place, hidden just beneath our feet. Leo didn't fall through reality. He fell into a part of it we were never meant to see. This discovery changes everything. It means that the place on the tape is real. It's down there, a silent yellow tomb under a patch of earth where a school used to be. And the most terrifying question of all remains. If the place is real, what about the figure? What was that thing that appeared in the final frame? Was it a resident of that place? Was it what took Leo? We don't have the answers. All we have is the footage, the satellite data, and the bone-chilling knowledge that there are spaces, hidden from view, that operate by a different set of rules. places where you can get lost forever. The footage isn't just a story, it's a warning. A warning that sometimes the walls around us are thinner than we think. And sometimes, when you open a door, you might not be able to close it again. So what do you think? Was this an elaborate, decades-long hoax? Or did a high school student in 1999 accidentally film proof of another dimension existing right alongside our own? The evidence is there, but the implications are so massive, so terrifying, it's almost easier to believe it's fake. But that final image, the figure in the dark, that's something that's hard to forget. Thanks for watching. If you found this as fascinating and terrifying as I did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the unknown. Stay safe out there, and maybe be careful which doors you open.